My name is Scott Blackwell, and I would like to describe to you the place that has made me into the person I am today. In Guinea, West Africa, where I grew up, there were no schools that had an American curriculum, so my parents sent me to boarding school in another country. While I was at boarding school, I lived in a dorm with 10 other guys and a married couple, Jim and Sherry Timberlake, who took care of us. It was a small dorm up the street from our boarding school. Here's a picture of our dorm on one of our yearly camping trips near the beach. For those of us who lived there, we dubbed it the T-dorm, Timberlake dorm. I moved into the Timberlake dorm when I became a freshman in high school. I spent 3 years there that were the most influential years of my life. The guys that I dormed with became like brothers to me, and each one taught me something different about life. Some of the guys I grew up with since I was a first grader. The older guys that were there lived out a life that modeled Christ and encouraged me in my walk of faith. Each one of us brought something different to the table, and we all learned from each other. Our parents weren't there to give us advice or help us through hard times, so we all looked out for each other and stuck up for each other. We didn't always get along, but we learned to look past our differences and grow to love each other with the sincere, brotherly love that is spoken of in 1 Peter 1:22, which says, "Now you can have sincere love for each other as brothers and sisters, because you were cleansed for your sins when you accepted the truth of the good news. So see to it that you really do love each other intensely with all your hearts." We were all there for each other, whether it was for homework, help, encouragement, or a workout buddy. Our dorm had a lot of fun together. We went on numerous camping trips and stayed up late almost every night talking about God, girls, and anything that was going on in our lives. Brandon Julian, one of my really good friends, and one of the guys that I dormed with, when asked about his experience, said, "Living in the Timberlake dorm was one of the biggest blessings of my life. In high school, you form friendships that may come and go. You make friends who you may never see again, or who you might rarely talk to once you head off to college. But when you get to live with those guys who you form friendships with, those friendships last a lifetime. And those friendships are one of the biggest blessings for my time in the Timberlake dorm." While I lived there, Jim and Sherry Timberlake, my dorm parents, looked after me and cared for me as if I was their own child. Taking care of 10 high school guys was no easy task, yet they did it with all the love and caring of our own parents. The hardest part for them was probably cooking for 10 hungry teenage boys who had been playing sports all afternoon, but they did a great job and the food was excellent. They also listened to our problems, helped us with homework, and led us spiritually in dorm devotions almost every night. They made the dorm into a second home for us and created a fun place to grow up. Jim and Sherry were both extremely patient and understanding. I cannot count how many plates, lamps, and decorations were broken during my time there. Yet Aunt Sherry, that's what we called her, never got upset or raised her voice. She understood that we were rowdy high school boys and that we would inevitably break stuff. They were also both very fair in their discipline, and I grew to respect them greatly. My best friend Matt Albright, who roomed with me for a couple of years, said, "Uncle Jim and Aunt Sherry are like my second parents." The 3 years I spent in the Timberlake dorm helped me grow into a man of God. My dorm parents and my dorm brothers encouraged me in my pursuit of God, and they taught me how to truly love others. I came away from my time there with 10 friends that are closer than a brother, and another set of parents who I can go to for anything. If I hadn't spent the beginning of my high school years there, I feel that I would be a completely different person, so I thank God for the blessings that He has given to me. Thanks for listening.